Marvel Rivals kicked off with a bang with 33 characters and plenty of skins to choose from, and with all the leaks and upcoming content, it looks like the team behind the game is not slowing down anytime soon. Today I've gathered all the info I could find regarding the future of Marvel Rivals, upcoming skins, characters, and more. Make sure you stick around to the end to find out how to get some free skins in Marvel Rivals. I'm going to start out with the heroes that we know the most about, like abilities, class, etc., and then we're going to get into the ones who have less info but seem to be coming down the line. Before we get into the leaks, there's important info regarding the game's future that you should know. This info comes from Miller Ross over on X, covering the recent AMA Marvel Rivals stream where the team behind the game answered some questions. All the info is going to be on the screen, but the most important in my opinion was new seasons every 13 weeks, so that means season 1 is going to be in January, season 2 in April, season 3 in July, and season 4 in October. There's confirmation of heroes, yes, plural heroes, coming each season. The future characters will not launch without a team up ability. Also, it was confirmed in season 1 specifically we are going to be getting more Vanguard and Specialists. Now let's get into the leaked characters. These leaks mostly come from @Rivals Leaks over on X and also the Marvel Rival Leaks Reddit. Even though these leaks come from in-game mined files, I still would take everything with a grain of salt because we don't truly know what's cut content and what isn't. Although from previous experience from playing the beta and the alpha, I'm not gonna lie, some of these leaks have come to fruition. So kicking off the list, we have the Fantastic Four, yes, the entirety of the Fantastic Four. First up, we have the Thing. Primary is a combination punch, quick and continuous punches. His secondary is Thunderbolt Punch, deliver a devastating punch. His passive is solid as a rock, immune to enemy knockback, and other displacement effects. E ability is Battlefield Support, jumps towards teammates and adds damage reduction to them and yourself. His shift ability is Furious Charge, continuous charge forward, lifting up enemies in your path, leaving behind a seismic zone that prohibits displacement. And finally, his ultimate is Slam Moment, uses tremendous force to knock all enemies in front of you into the air. Up next, we have Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards, who's a Vanguard, although I have seen some things saying that he might be a duelist. For his Q abilities, we have Brainiac Bounce, leap and smash, knocking enemies back within range. Upon hitting an enemy, leap again up to 6 times. For his shift ability, we have Reflexive Rubber, stretch body to absorb damage before launching, store damage in the targeted direction. His E ability is Flexible Elongation, select a target and dash at it, dealing damage to enemies and granting bonus health to allies. His right click is Rubber Grip, extend arms forward to entangle hit enemies, then press right click again to select and yank 2 more enemies. His ultimate is Elasticity Strength, skills generate elasticity, boosting attack power, reaching full elasticity triggers an inflated state that restores health and boosts even more damage. Next we have the Human Torch, and his abilities aren't labeled, so I'm kind of just going to run down them. Starting off with Fire Cluster, launch forward a splittable fireball. Burning Soar, hold space to soar rapidly upwards. Plasma Body, hold shift to enter a state of accelerated ascent. Blazing Blast, launch a fireball to create a flame field at the targeted area. Flaming Meteor, dive towards the ground, dealing damage to enemies and detonating any flame fields hit. Pyro Prison, connect flame fields to form a firewall that deals continuous burning damage to enemies. And finally, presumably his ultimate, Supernova, explodes with cosmic fire to deal damage to enemies within range. Upon skill activation, all flame fields will transform into flame tornadoes, dealing extra damage. Last but definitely not least is Sue Storm. Sue seems to be the least developed out of all these characters, so we literally only have her ability names. So running through them really quick, her weapon is Psionic Invisibility, her passive is Invisible Energy, ability 1 is Psychic Strike, ability 2 is Psychic Aid, ability 3 is Psychic Vortex, and then finally her ultimate is Psycho Field. Following the Fantastic Four, we have the AI beast himself, Ultron. It was leaked that he might be coming sooner than we think, with a lot of people thinking it was going to be released at the Game Awards, but being that the Game Awards were last night, he did not drop. Kicking off his abilities, forgive me if I mispronounce any of these, but for his primary fires we have Encephalo Ray, unleash a burning energy beam. His secondary fire is Dynamic Flight, fly quickly in a direction of movement and then enter free flight mode. His passive is Algorithm Correction, hold jump to fall slowly. His E ability is Imperative Firewall, summon drones to grant bonus health to allies within range, centered on himself and the ally marked by Imperative Patch. His shift ability, like I just said, is Imperative Patch, command a giant drone to follow an ally, constantly healing allies in its radius with more healing for the designated ally. And finally, his ultimate is Rage of Ultron, summon Ultron drones to fire Encephalo Rays, damaging enemies or healing allies. Personally, I think the sooner rather than later is going to be Season 1 because they did say they're dropping more Specialists and Vanguards for Season 1. These next 3 characters, just like Sue Storm, we only have the ability names and no descriptions. So running through them, to start off we have Emma Frost, either going to be a tank or DPS. Running through her abilities names, we have Psychic Blast, Psychic Ray in human form, Psychic Ray 2, Psychic Barrier, Diamond Form, Diamond Shock, Diamond Kick, Diamond Backslam, Soul Control, Mind Connection, and Piercing Strike. strikes. Now I should mention, I doubt she will have this many abilities. Even with the second form, most likely some of these are just placeholders for test abilities. Next up we have Phoenix, aka Jean Grey, a strategist. Her ability names are Phoenix Shadow, Phoenix Ray, Punishment, Telekinetic Explosion, Phoenix Wings Fly, Shattered Star Impact, and Phoenix Elegy. And closing out this section of characters, we have Blade, most likely a DPS. His weapon 1 is going to be a katana, his weapon 2 is going to be a hunting shotgun, his passive is Bloodline Liberation, ability 1 is Stomp and Slash, ability 2 is Dark Knight Attack, ability 3 is Fang Deflect, and ultimate is New Moon. So those are all the characters that we have abilities for. So getting into the rest of the characters, these mostly either just have mind voice lines or mentions or teasers around the map. And when I say mind, I'm referring to data mind. For these characters, we have Captain Marvel, my guess is either tank or DPS, Angela, either a Vanguard or Duelist, Hitmonkey, a Duelist, Red Hood, unknown role, but if dropping, most likely going to be around the time of the release of the Ironheart show, being that he is in the show. And finally, one of the most hyped characters, Deadpool, who's going to be a duelist. These are all the characters that have enough concrete leaks or info for me to cover. Some other characters are mentioned in mind voice lines, like Apocalypse being name dropped in lines between Moon Knight and Magic. And being that Galactica and Doom are the faces of the game, it can be assumed that we might, emphasis on might, get Doom, Galactus, or even his heralds at a later date. Before we get into how to get your hands on some free skins, I also found some skins that are coming to the game. First up, we have an Agent Venom skin for Venom. Next up is Wild West type skin for Black Widow. Then we got Punk Hulk alongside Punk Squirrel Girl. It was also recently announced that we will be getting a Thor Love and Thunder skin alongside a Star-Lord Master of the Sun skin that we've seen before. So finally, we are at that part. Rounding out the video, we have some free skins for Marvel Rivals. Kicking off for my fellow PC players, Iron Man, he's going to have a valid skin until March 5th, 2025. The code will be on the screen. Just make sure to go input that code in your game. For PlayStation Plus members, you receive a Spider-Man skin alongside a Venom Penny Parker skin. These next skin is for pretty much everybody can get. So the first set of skins you can get from the heroic journey challenges in game. Work your way through the challenges, and with Star-Lords you need to get 10 KOs as Star-Lords with assists from Guardian of the Galaxy members, so Rocket, Groot, Adam Warlock, or Mantis to do so. And then you can also get a Storm skin, so again you have to work your way through, and then you have to get assists from X-Men members, Magneto, Psylocke, Wolverine, or Namor 10 times while playing as Storm. Next one is a Twitch drop, so if you go into Twitch and watch for about, I think it's 6 hours, you can get a Magneto skin alongside with some other cool goodies. Now, note to self, these are not going to be in your inventory right away. You'll see the messages. They say it takes about 12 hours to at longest like a week. Personally, I already did the drops and I still haven't gotten the Magneto skin. And then finally, if you haven't seen, if you get gold or higher rank this season, you get a golden Moon Knight skin. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. I'm super excited for the future of this game. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. And for more future gaming and Marvel Rivals content, hit that sub and like button, and I will catch you guys on the next one.